All right, guys, here's part 2. So I went ahead, part 2 of however many, I don't know. So I went ahead and I put my cork down. I pieced it all together, and I still even have, these I believe are 10 by 10 squares. And as you can see, I still have a fair good amount left over here to use for another project, so don't throw that away. Mason, go in the house. I'll be right there. Daddy's not on the phone anymore. It's not Noni. Sorry, guys. Hold on a second. Go on in the house. I'll be there. It was Daddy calling to say he's coming home, okay? Okay. Okay, we'll call someone in a little bit for you to talk. Start cleaning up Play-Doh. Okay, then sit down and play. Okay, sorry. My almost 4-year-old is totally talking on the phone right now, so he does that at any chance given. Okay. Take the paper that you got from the frame, and I'm using, here, let me show you guys real quick, although you're going to see it. The fabric that I'm using, my friend is doing her nursery in Dick and Jane, and I flippin' love Dick and Jane. So I'm using this fabric, and it's cream, and so because it's a lighter color fabric, I'm worried that at some point in time the cork might show through underneath. So I'm going to put this white, I'm going to use the white paper that came with the frame, the insert that came with the frame, and I'm just going to lay it down on top of it, the cork, just to give it, to help camouflage the, ooh, careful guys, this is hot, to camouflage the cork a little bit. Okay, so here we go. So we got that done. Okay, so now we have our frame back for this memo board done. Okay, so actually I'm going to leave that here. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our fabric, and this is a cotton flannel, and it does have a salvage edge here, but we're going to be wrapping this around, so it's not going to be a big deal. And it is a repeat pattern. And I want to make sure that I can get the majority of the really cute stuff in the frame here, because the frame itself has a very minimal, and I do not want to get the hot glue on this other part. The frame has a very minimal thickness, so it is not going to cover very much of this edge at all. And I actually like it just like this. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use this as my guide. And it will cut off just a little bit. But as you can, or maybe may not see, it's going to be minimal. And I'm going to go ahead and pull it up like this so that we've got this in the corner. And this is going to be our deal here. Okay, so go ahead and get yourself some pinking shears or good fabric shears to do the cut, and you want to leave yourself a little bit of an edge, but I would say don't give yourself more than like maybe an inch of an inch or an inch and a half, because A, you don't need it, and B, it's going to get covered and then you're wasting this fabric. This fabric, I'm going to put the source in my video notes for anybody interested. This is not cheap fabric. It's like $8 or $9 a yard, and it's of course special order, and I had to get it through a company. It was not something that I was just able to walk into JoJo's and pick up. And I cut this a little too short. I messed up. So I'm going to cross my fingers here, wink and a prayer, and I think I'm going to be okay. So I'm going to go ahead now and get it fairly centered, and I'm going to flip my board here, okay? And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to staple this down to the best of my ability with my staple gun. And cover your ears. Now, I used to work in retail, and I had a designer at one point in time show me how she did pretty mitered corners, and now I don't remember how to do that anymore. Okay, loud noise, so I'm just letting you guys know now, and hopefully it's not going to be too loud to hurt your ears. So go ahead and just use your stapler, Okay, and be careful that you don't do it too close to the edge like I just did, or it's not going to grab. And go ahead and do your top, and then you're going to want to pull this fabric nice and taut. However, check before you nail it down to make sure that it's not too crooked. And this looks okay. I think we're good here. You know, and the thing is, you guys, this is not like, you know, a rocket science here. So if you do mess up and it's too crooked or it's hanging funky, you just don't like how it looks, pop the staples out and try again. It's not a big deal. Okay, so I went ahead and I did top and bottom. And now I'm going to do this end first because this is the side I missed. Actually, no. I'm going to do this end first because this is the selvage end. And I want to make sure that the selvage portion does not show up on the front. So I'm going to go ahead and do that next. And again, I'm really sorry if this is too loud. And if you don't have a staple gun, you guys, use hot glue. However, you just have to be more patient with the hot glue because you're doing this pulling and you're trying to get this fabric as taut as possible. You're just going to have to be more patient with hot glue. But you can totally do it with hot glue or, you know, Fabri-Tac. Oh, did I just run out of staples? Yeah, of course I did. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, I got to go dig my staples out of my toolbox. Let me go ahead and finish getting this stapled around all the way, and then I will come back for part 3.